Right away, or you'll bring us in.
All right, hello and welcome to Swing It and Ding It, an iHeartMedia podcast. Man, this is a birdie fest.
It's a Philly show, baby.
Let's go.
That's right. Welcome into Swing It and Ding It. This is Moose along with Mays and Matthews. Guys, I'm coming to you from the bridal suite at the Legacy Club in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, which is an interesting way to do things. I tried to be out on the patio with a beautiful view behind me, the fountain and all that, but Wi-Fi did not want to participate with me. Yeah, but
that's all right.
Did you get hair and makeup done in the bridal suite ahead of the show? Yeah. You look great. You look great.
Tell you what's not on in here is the air conditioner, so it's getting a little warm in here, but we'll be okay. We'll figure it out. But we have a couple special guests with us this evening. We are joined by Keith Merritt and Dr. Tom Balshi from Jacket Sunscreen. Guys, welcome to Swing It and Ding It.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Pleasure to be
Happy
here.
to be here. It's awesome.
Yeah, so we want to talk about. We know you guys are both into the game of golf. We know Tom maybe a little bit more. We'll dig into that a little bit with some Philly roots. So we definitely want to get down that road eventually, but. Talk to us about Jacket Sunscreen, about the genesis of this. What was the brains behind it to say, hey, there's something here that we think that people need and we can bring it to them.
Sure. Well, the story started about 15 years ago. I'm a dermatologist here in South Florida, and I was carrying products in my office and kind of testing out all the sunscreens at this time. And I found that most of them, as a guy, were really kind of gross just to wear. They're oily and sticky, and, they some of them smelled bad. So that was sort of the impetus to get started. But that combined with, I spend a lot of time outdoors. And I really wanted to find something or create something that would last several hours. And I don't know if you guys know this, but if you ever flip like a bottle of sunscreen over, it usually says reapply every 20 minutes. And like, that's ridiculous. No one does that, right? So
that's absurd.
Especially for like, if you're going to play golf, right? And you want to, in a perfect world, only apply it once, right? It took a little while, but we did get there with this product, which I love. And a lot of other sports too, like surfers, they paddle out in the ocean. They're out there for hours. They're not coming back in every 30 minutes. So, that's how it all started. We went through lots of formulations. It took lots of time. It took lots of money. But we finally came up with something really excellent, selfishly, that I built for myself. But then started to share with the patients in our practice, and that's where it really started to catch fire. And that was about 10 years ago.
One thing that I want to highlight that I love, because I feel like I go outside and the bugs and mosquitoes are just attracted to me. I can have this much skin showing and I have 75 mosquito bites. So there's a natural lemongrass scent, which acts as a bug repellent, which is perfect for a game that's played outside.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And it kind of smells like the spa too.
Yeah. Instead of that traditional coconut kind of sun smell.
Grease, right? I can't stand it.
Yeah.
And I know that Doc, he had his reasons for doing it as a golfer. He wanted something that he was comfortable wearing and that worked. And read up on it if you haven't, whether guys, girls, there's a lot of tremendous benefits, not just protection, but a lot of it repairs, it hydrates, it's got anti-aging elements, all this great stuff, right? It's all on the website for you to read. For me, I wasn't involved with Dr. Balshi since the beginning. I've been involved for a couple of years. And honestly, I'm a guy who grew up here in South Florida, never wore sunscreen, probably got hell to pay in the not too distant future for that. And I didn't wear it because it was, like Doc said, it was gross. It smelled bad. You looked a mess. You felt gross all day. I was like, whatever, I'll be okay. You got to die of something, right? That's what I used to joke about, as ignorant as that is. And one time I just kind of came across Jacket, and this true story. I just put it on just because it was, and I was like, damn, like I literally don't feel like I'm wearing sunscreen. I looked in the mirror. There's no white cast, no residue, not shiny. It doesn't smell to me like anything. got that mild lemongrass. Anyway, I don't want to ramble on and on, but the reality is it's got great benefits. But if you're just looking for something that's comfortable and you don't want to sacrifice your skin to go spend 4 hours playing a round of golf, I challenge you to find something better. I mean, that's why I made the move over. I was like, Doc, you got to, like I said, he had it in his office for several years. And it was just kind of like something he did for himself and his patients. And I was like, you got something special here. I think you really need to get the word out there, because there's a lot of people like this knucklehead that could really benefit from it. And when you peel the layers back even further, you kind of understand how special the product is.
Yeah, well, as a guy who is about to turn 61 the end of this month, when I saw anti-aging and repairs damage and things like that, I'm like, man, these guys are onto something. And it's like, when you're in the sunscreen or sun protection space, those are the kind of things that you got to do to differentiate yourself from, just the run-of-the-mill sunscreen. Because people, when they're thinking about sunscreen, they probably don't think about it all that. They're like, man, I just got to put this on. It's like a necessary evil. I don't like doing it. But, man, when you start thinking about saying this is going to repair damage and it's anti-aging, that gets people's attention.
Yeah. And you mentioned 61, Harry, and that's great because Jacket protects and corrects, right? So the anti-aging, a lot of people automatically think, oh, I'm getting up there. I got a lot of damage. I'm going to try to kind of erase it and reverse it. And it will help do that. It's not a magic wand, but it will help do that. But the reality is, that sun damage, a lot of it starts when you're very young. And then Danielle probably knows this better than you guys, but collagen starts to break down in your mid-20s. And that's when you start to see there are signs of aging, like the wrinkles, the fine lines, the dark spots, the hyperpigmentation, all that stuff. So the reality is, I would say if you're even in your early 20s, it's like any other problem or addiction. It's a lot easier to fix it if you don't start in the first place, right? So if you kind of get out in front of it, guys and women, by the time you're getting to that age where that protein is breaking down and you're starting to have trouble, you've already given yourself a head start and a fighting chance.
Yeah. Well, Doc, the one thing that I want to talk to you about is how do we get guys to start thinking about it? It's funny. A couple weeks ago, I just got back from the Dominican. I went with a group of guys. Literally before I went on the trip, I had to take my dad to get something taken off his mouth, right? He had to get repair on the back and put on, and he's a caveman. He never did anything. And here I am now in the tropical sun, and the guys are not putting on any sunblock, any sunscreen. We're at dinner that night. Half of them are bright red. And I'm like, when the hell are we ever going to learn? And how do we get it across to guys? I know May was Skin Cancer Awareness Month, or I believe that was the name. Or maybe had a different name now. It's like, that's why we were excited to have you guys on, because, guys are knuckleheads, and it's like, what's it going to take to really, and I think a product like this that really talks about that is what's needed right now.
Yeah. And, like Keith just said, sun exposure starts early and it's cumulative over a lifetime. So, we'll be out there 4 or 5 hours, and then add that like twice a week or 3 times a week for months and years and years and years. So, I think primarily people throw it on so they don't get a sunburn. But really, the bottom line issue is that cumulative sun exposure. Because when that starts hitting 20, 30 years, 40 years, when you get to retirement and your immune system starts to quiet down a little bit, this stuff erupts like weeds in a garden, skin cancer. So I think, you just have to, anyone that's been to a dermatologist, they usually get a little scare, at least a little speech. But I think just as guys talking to each other, when you're out there, hey man, did you get your sunscreen on? Or don't forget to put it on your ears, because that's where just because you're wearing a hat doesn't mean your lips protected or your ears protected or the back of your neck. I mean, and that's what I'm doing all day long is taking these little things off of these poor people.
Yeah. Wait, while I have you, can I show you something real quick?
I was waiting for that.
How much of that do you get?
Dude, I can't even go to the grocery
I know.
store. You see somebody, yo, come here.
When I'm in the room with Doc, when I'm in the room with him, I'm like, just take a look at me when we're talking. Let me know, if you see anything.
See anything that stands out.
Yeah. Moose, real quick. So not to you asked about how you get guys aware, and
Yeah.
you know, this makes sense for where you are too. I mean, Mike Schmidt, right? I mean, I'm sure you guys are familiar with his plight. Stage 3 melanoma. I think he almost died. Now he's pretty much dedicated the rest of his life to preventing skin cancer, and we've had an opportunity to cross paths with him a little bit down here. I know he's very involved up there.
He plays a lot of golf.
He plays down here in Jupiter, right down the road from Danielle, and I think he summers up in New England somewhere and still spends a lot of time in the Philadelphia area.
Yeah, he calls games here.
Yeah. He's
so,
outdoors all the time. Yeah.
So that's a guy, you know, he's about, you know, is one of the greatest players of all time and a guy for sure.
A man's man, right?
A man's man, right? So,
another example, Brad Faxon showed up on Golf Channel broadcast with his eye healing from Mohs surgery. He's one of my clients. I work with him. And when he said he had surgery, I'm like, let's get some content and put it out there to show that, you know, let's show your fans, let's show everybody that, you know, how high stakes this is. He's had spots on his ear, under his eyes. He's had 2 Mohs surgeries. So we use that as an opportunity to try to educate people. So I love that you guys are on here and we have that opportunity. I think, Doctor, you mentioned that, you know, guys think we have a cap on and that, you know, a hat and that's going to protect us. So Harry goes out. He's like, we're going to have a hat on.
No, I wear the big bucket hat. Come on now.
You wear those and it covers everything, but still, you know, at the cellular level, we have the UV rays bouncing off fairways, off of the white sand. Even the golf cart can cook your skin underneath.
Yeah.
That's what they're not thinking. So on top, you know, a hat's going to be a little extra protection, especially if you're thinning up top. But we need some, you know, some extra skincare on there.
Talking about you, Moose.
Yeah, but I mean, if you could also have something that regrows hair when you put it on your head, I mean, now we're talking, Doc.
$1 billion product.
Now we're talking, Doc.
It's on the list.
And it whitens your teeth too.
And we're talking about golf. I know we're talking about golf, but even, you know, if you're in the ocean or the pool or a lake or something, it's reflecting off the water, it's hitting your face. I mean, you can't hide from it, right? You can cover up, even you're getting exposed somewhere. So put the stuff on. Guys are much slower than women when it comes to making good decisions, I think. And Doc here's been a dermatologist, cosmetic surgeon in South Florida, ground zero for skin cancer for 25 years.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure if he could show you, he wouldn't do this because of HIPAA, of course, but if he could show you the photo album of the surgeries, every Tuesday is surgery day, I think. And, you know, I'm sure that would scare guys, girls, whatever into, and it's one of these things too, where you want to improve yourself. You want to get in better shape. You got to change your diet, or you got to go to the gym, or you got to run. Significant lifestyle changes. You want to reduce your odds and your risk of getting skin cancer by 50% or more. Put a dollop of sunscreen in your hand, rub it on your face, and off you go. I mean, to not do it is, and I'm talking to myself here, but it's kind of like if you start smoking.
What's crazy to me is I think people just feel like it's never going to happen to me.
Of course.
But like statistically, 1 in 5 people will develop a skin cancer in their lifetime.
Wow.
You know,
Which
that's
is wild. I don't go a day without 15
right?
on.
You're like, everyone gets them, you know, everyone brushes their teeth, you know?
And I'll bet that ratio is even higher down here. I don't know. I shouldn't speak
probably
that way, but I mean, you go to a golf course here and you can tell the people that have had procedures and you can see that they're on their way to more, you know? Right. So, well, anyway, I think guys just need to be smart.
How did you come up with the name? I love it.
I got to hand that off to like the firm that Keith worked at. They actually nailed it on that one.
Yeah.
I think
we were looking for something that was like a protective name, but not like armor or something like that. Because it is a lightweight product, you know, it doesn't feel heavy. And it, you know, it's something you need in like all kinds of weather.
Well, I would say that it was like your outdoor protection, outdoor beauty system, we call it someplace. So it really was, but there was a few names on the board and Jacket was one of them, but we were still not decided really. And somebody else at the firm, not me, was just like, I don't know. I just still remember when I was a kid, every time I'd go outside, my mom would say, don't forget your jacket. And it was just like, done, you know, and, you know, we like to say every day is Sunday. If the sun doesn't come up, we got bigger problems than selling sunscreen. So every day is Sunday. So it's always jacket weather. And,
that's right.
You know, every day, man. If the sun doesn't come up, you don't have to wear sunscreen. All right. But then we don't have to worry about much at that point.
All right, Doc, let's get down to the golf. Now,
Yeah.
you've been down in South Florida. You're smart. Danielle moved from the Northeast to Florida. Harry has now purchased a place in Florida. I'm the only idiot that's still stuck in South Jersey, Philadelphia. But talk about your Philly roots. Talk about your Philly roots in the game of golf specifically.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Montgomery County in Gwinnett. My mom and dad are from Bethlehem, PA.
Mm-hmm.
And they were members at Saucon Valley Country Club.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful.
That's where I grew up.
I was lucky
Yeah.
enough to grow up there. And man, I was
I still hear it. I still hear it a little bit in the voice, Doc. I
Yeah,
still hear
playing
it.
all summer long. That's where I caught the bug. And then it kind of slipped away from me through all my education. I had to go through college and med school and residency. That was a grind. I played a little bit with my boys in residency in Baltimore, where I was for about 6 years before moving to Florida. And then once I got down here, I mean, it's golf heaven. There's golf courses everywhere.
Yeah.
It's fabulous. You got to get down here because it's great. I started playing again, and now I try to get out at least once a week to play and once or twice a week to practice.
Well, Harry and I got down in, was it February, Harry?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it's now going to be an annual thing. And we saw Danielle. We were able to play some great courses. We played Old Palm. We played Tequesta. We played
Nice.
Turtle. So yeah, when we saw
Bear
the guys from Bear Lakes, the Buy My Balls guys, Max and his guys, we played with those guys. So we'll have to hook up next time we're down there for
Right
sure.
on.
Play
Let's
some
do
golf.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good golfer. I got a bag and I know what I'm supposed to do. But the only way I'm breaking 100 is if I pick up after the 14th hole. That's about
He's not that bad, honestly.
Well, you're a wonderful liar, but
We
and
just
his
have
son's
fun.
good
That's
too.
what it's all about, right?
Oh yeah, it's a good time. I always have a good time, but
Talk about the good shots.
it'd be nice to be a little more competitive. But as long as you ain't playing for money, it's all right.
So
Yeah.
I got to ask you guys, because I do apply sunscreen. I do wear the bucket hat when it gets. I wear the sleeves now.
Me
I'm
too.
doing the sleeves. I love that.
I love the sleeves.
Because they actually keep you cooler. I really feel cooler, and I feel like I'm 5 to 10 degrees cooler with the big bucket hat than anybody else I'm playing with that they're wearing a regular lid. But that's beside the point. When I watch some of the tour pros, and I see like Webb Simpson, who is a great guy, but he's got this white paste all over his face and his neck, and like nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants that.
Sunscreen.
Like that's not going to happen here with Jacket, right?
No. That was part of the plan, part of
Right.
the point of it. And that's why like sunscreens are wildly different. Some of them protect really well. Some of them are waterproof, but when you want to make them kind of to feel elegant, you have to pick ingredients that kind of blend together. And it's not the simplest thing to do, and it's not the cheapest thing to do, which is why like the price point of Jacket is a little higher than like Banana Boat or one of those things that are like right off the shelves, but
Right.
you get way more benefit out of it. So I think, it's obviously worth its weight.
And it
yeah.
lasts longer. Yeah.
And if I was
Yeah.
going to say real quick on that, if we're comparing it to Banana Boat and Sunbum, you're doing us a great disservice, and you're really elevating them. No knock on them, but it's a different league. But the reality is, if you put Jacket up in the category where it belongs with sunscreens that do have similar benefits,
Yeah.
you're
Way
paying
more.
twice as much, and you're getting half the size. You're getting like 1.7 ounces for like almost $50. With Jacket, you're getting 4 ounces, and you're paying 29. So again, not to go, deviate too far here, but even at that price point,
No, we want to know the facts. Yeah. And you don't have to
Yeah.
apply as often. So
it'll
that's
last
great.
you. And,
Well, we need to get our hands on some Jacket and maybe have a new
Yep.
dermatologist in town. So I love that.
Harry, we got the big lifeguard hats on the website
Oh,
too,
dude,
man.
I love those things.
Yeah.
We'll have to get
Buddy.
some of those. Well, I'm not sure if both of you can answer these. I know we talked a little bit, Keith, but my question I always ask everybody before I let them go is, what is the best or what is your favorite Philadelphia area course that you played?
Ooh, that is good. How big's the area we talking?
The whole
Anything
Golf
that's like
Association of
half,
Philadelphia.
yeah,
So, South Jersey, you
Pine
have
Valley,
out to
I've
Saucon.
had the most
Valley we
fun with
include.
my-
You're allowed to say
Yeah,
PV.
with my brother who lives in Chalfont. He's a member at Bluebell Country Club,
Mm-hmm.
and I absolutely love that track. A little narrow, but it's
Nice.
fun.
Tough
Yeah.
greens. That's a
Yep.
great one. We haven't
That's a
gotten
good
that
one.
Yeah, we haven't heard that in a while.
Yeah.
Any on your bucket list up here that you're trying to get, that you'd like to get up here and play?
Oh man, my bucket list is like the west coast of this country. Bandon, I haven't been up in Oregon yet.
How about in the Philly area? Is there any in the Philly area you want to check off the list?
Let's see. I
You know,
played a good
Marion or
amount of them.
Rutland,
What would you
Cricket.
recommend? No, not really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saucon.
He's like,
Saucon's
I
got to
don't,
be close to the
I
heart.
don't want to go
I mean,
back.
Well, which one of the three at Saucon was your favorite? Way Hill?
The old course is the best.
The old course. Okay.
It is.
There you
Even
go.
their short, even Grace, the short course is awesome.
Yeah, short
I would
course,
play-
yeah.
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 Well, we love Country Club of Scranton too. Danielle
Oh,
does an
yeah.
event with her husband, the NEPA event every year up there. So that golf up in that area,
Yeah.
a little bit outside of the city of Philadelphia is tremendous too. People don't realize how many great courses there are in this area.
Yeah.
And the Champions Tour is coming to Lehigh Country Club this year.
Oh, no
That's
kidding.
another good one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Cool.
That's right. Well, guys, listen, we really appreciate the time. Make sure you check out Jacket Sunscreen on Instagram, jacketsunscreen.com. If you want to give Bezos his cut, you can get it on Amazon. You got to make sure that guy keeps his yachts.
Right.
Bezos is doing just
Spaceship.
fine. Go to jacketsunscreen.com.
Go direct, buy
He's
direct.
still
right
paying
from
the
Jacket.
old wife, and he's got to take care of the new wife. So
we'll
Unless
try to
Bezos
get
is
some,
watching. Then we let him.
Yeah. We'll get some samples. We have our outing coming up in October, but we have some stuff going on in the summertime as well. We'll make sure we try to get it into some people's hands. But Keith, Dr. Tom, we really appreciate the time and great product. Can't wait to try it out myself. Thanks for coming on Swing It
My
and Ding It.
pleasure.
Likewise,
Yeah,
guys.
thanks, guys.
Awesome,
Nice
man.
being with you.
nice to meet you.
Thank
All
you.
right, let's take a quick break and we'll be right back. No, you're good. All right, welcome back to Swing It and Ding It. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and thank you to Keith and Dr. Tom from Jacket Sunscreen. I am absolutely checking that product out.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I can't wait to get some. Yeah,
Just the
solves
way
a lot
he
of the
described
issues.
Yeah.
described it too, like all every ingredient that went into it. I just already can feel just the smoothness on my skin. I'm excited to try it out.
And a lot of the
My-
stuff you hear is dermatologist tested. Like this is dermatologist developed. Like this guy
Created,
made the
right.
product, right?
Right.
So yeah.
My wife introduced me to sunscreen. I was never one that really wore a lot of sunscreen, and she was all about it. So she's definitely going to want to try this out, as will I.
Yeah. Well, I used to get mad at Brendan. Like he'd come home, like, the color of Santa Claus's suit. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
and so I'd get annoyed. And then actually when I would see like in his beard or whatever, like the white, or I could smell it on him, I'd be like, finally you're listening. Like,
Right.
because it's not something to play around with. You need to wear your sunscreen.
I get burnt right here. Like just no
Yeah.
matter what I do, I have to just everywhere else I get tan, but right here
But
is my
right here-
Irish. That's the Irish part of
Gonna
me.
wear that stripe on you.
Yep. So
Awesome.
more to come on those guys. Hopefully we're gonna partner up and do some more stuff with them. But
Cool.
appreciate them
Awesome.
coming on. But yeah, Harry, the
cool.
Charles Schwab Challenge. We talked
Yeah.
about it. And how about Russell Henley?
Oh.
Birdies the last 3 holes
Oh.
to rip the victory away from our boy
Heartbreaker.
Eric
Oh.
Cole. And his 4th birdie was in a playoff.
Yeah.
Just crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. And then the playoff hole, you got a 13-footer and a 5-footer. I mean, those guys played that playoff hole incredibly well. Gets his 6th win. Cole has that double on 9. But Henley's round was crazy. It was such a roller coaster. But yeah, just a wild finish.
Yeah, I mean, I had Russell Henley in the one and done, so I was really happy about this. I was driving back from Kingsmill on I-95, coming up through Virginia into D.C., and I'm listening to PGA Tour radio the whole time, and they do a scroll thing where they give you on your car stereo the top 3 or 4 guys in the tournament, right? So and so, Cole's 12 under or whatever, and they go through, and I'm like, where the F is Henley? What is happening? Because I don't want to check my phone. I'm driving 65, 70 miles an hour on a crazy road with all kinds of traffic, and all of a sudden, he comes up and makes a couple of birdies, like late. and he's
Absolute
back in the
terror.
tournament. And I'm like, oh my, he's like right there. I'm like, I'll take a top 3, whatever. And then all of a sudden he birdies 17. Then he birdies 18 after he birdied 16. And all of a sudden he's right there at the top.
12
And
under.
I'm like, this is unbelievable. But yeah, you're right. He started out eagle birdie and then went bogey, bogey, bogey through the horrible horseshoe. It was really horrible for Mr. Henley. But man, what a tournament. I mean, he's got his 6th win, and poor Eric Cole. We love Eric Cole on this show. Okay,
Oh,
he's a friend of the show. He's got the great mullet going right now, which I
We didn't even
love now.
recognize him
I
down
know.
at Tequesta when he walked right by us.
He was there hitting balls, and we were like, "Who the hell's that?" It's Eric Cole.
Where'd you get that lettuce?
It was his 3rd runner-up finish and his 2nd playoff loss. He lost back in 2023.
Harry, the only rookie of the
Honda.
year who hasn't won yet.
I know, it's unbelievable, but
Entering
snake
Sunday,
bit.
54-hole leader, 3-shot cushion. Just, I was
Snake bit
sitting
right
there
now,
like,
but he'll get it done.
No. He will.
He'll get it
will.
done, but he's playing this week
He's
in
a
the
talent.
Memorial too. He's in, he's getting in these elevated events too, which is really cool. But yeah, Henley's 6th win now, and he's another guy that a lot of people like this week at the Memorial. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But there was some great stories. I mean, Mac Meisner is a guy that was from the Dallas area that made a 4-foot par putt to secure a spot in the Memorial this week on
T3.
on 18, a T3. Yeah. And he had a lot of people in the crowd, in the gallery, cheering for him. Ben Griffin, who won the previous year. A lot of people were fading him this year in this tournament. He shoots a final round 65 to come close to repeating. He was like the clubhouse leader for a little while.
Would he finish T3 or something?
T3.
Yeah, and Alex Smalley, who is a guy who's putting together week after week. Another guy who's going to probably knock one down here pretty soon. He's a T3. His last 5 starts, T3, T2 at the PGA, T17 and a T7 at Doral and a T2 at the team event back in New Orleans with Hayden Springer. A guy you really want to put on your fantasy team.
Yeah, Nico in a T6.
Yeah.
Once Danielle finally gets us Ben Griffin, that would have been 3 guys in the top 6 on the show.
There you
know
go.
what I'm saying?
I mean, Ben Griffin is like 6 degrees of separation from this podcast right now.
We got to get him back up at the NEPA and he'll be there.
Yes.
How do we not have him on at he won the first NEPA?
I know.
Yeah.
I don't know how we didn't have him on up there. Yeah. Gary Woodland too. How about him? He's playing really good golf. T6
great.
and JT T13. I know
Yeah.
it wasn't what he wanted, but the guy's been hanging around. I could see him just like this week, at Memorial.
Yeah.
But yeah, and Smalley playing well
Playing
too.
really well. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was a good tournament. I love that golf course.
Yeah.
And what Gil Hance and Jim Wagner did to it to make the bunkering look so much.
Is there a golf course they haven't touched?
I know. It's incredible.
I mean, they've touched everything. We were talking about that the other week.
It's wild.
Someone's like, "Oh, they're redoing this." I'm like,
they
"You don't
haven't
say."
touched the one this week, the Memorial. Jack's got that one.
Yeah. Well, I want to hear about King's Mill, but let's start with some tea, and then we'll get into a little bit of our golf too.
Yeah, well, Harry teed me up right there. Jack Nicklaus throwing a little bit of shade at the PGA Tour ahead of the Memorial this weekend. He did his annual presser yesterday, and he openly blasted the current PGA Tour landscape. Quote, he literally said, "I'm not exactly in favor of what they're doing right now." He thinks the current schedule is too crammed, hurts smaller events, and the impending ball rollback, obviously, that we've been talking about forever, doesn't go far enough. So Twitter was, all over that.
Have a milkshake and relax, Jack. Take it easy.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
Yeah.
Hey.
Have you guys had the milkshake there? Either of you been to Memorial?
I've heard it's.
Have you been there, Harry?
No, I have not.
No.
I have
But
not.
wait, there was a story. They poached the guy that created the milkshake and took him to another course. I heard some
The head
backstory
milkshake
about
guy got poached.
I swear to God, and got pulled to another course, I think in Colorado or something along those lines. I'm not making it up. It's wild.
Wow.
So if, head milkshake guys getting poached and brought into another course, it must be some good milkshakes.
Yeah.
Brings all the boys to the yard.
That's right.
All right, let's get into a little bit more tea here. So let's talk about the ladies. USGA announced $12.5 million purse for this week's US Open at Riviera. So it's officially the largest purse in the history of women's golf, which is great. We've been seeing the purses increase, the coverage they're getting, everything else. Maybe a girl named Nelly Corda may have a little something to do with that, which is incredible. And to stay on that topic of the USGA and the US Open, they've lined up some solid tracks for the ladies. Let's highlight a few in future rotation. So this week, obviously, Riviera, 2027, Iverness, 28, Oakmont, 29, Pinehurst, number 2, and 2032, LACC, 2034, Marion, a little Philly action there, and then 2035, Pebble. So a lot of great movement, upward movements, ladies playing some awesome tracks. Pretty cool for them.
Absolutely. I mean, they're, better venues, places where the men play typically, and just recognizable places for people to, part of what gets people under the tent, the people that don't watch a lot of golf, but they know golf a little bit, they play a little bit of golf, but they're like, oh, the women are at Pebble Beach? Oh, I'll watch that. I'll watch
playing Riviera this week, the US Open. Let's see how they can play that. Yeah,
exactly. I think it's terrific. You talk about the larger purses, and that puts more pressure on people like Nelly Corda because
especially on her quest for the Grand Slam.
Exactly. I mean, the LPGA, but the U.S. women's golf really needs Nelly Corda to play really well this week and, win, really win, because it's like, when you see, I don't want to sound like a jerk here, but you would see some of these innocuous names that most people don't know, maybe a girl from Japan or Korea or whatever else.
Unless they have a substantial personality and you happen to catch it all over social, you're not pulled in. I'm with you here. They need. Yeah.
Like Gina Titikan is terrific. She's from Thailand. She is hilarious.
She's funny. She doesn't believe in gluten allergies.
Oh, she's awesome.
She was saying the other day. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like most people don't know that kind of stuff. Okay. So they're not.
It's like the Caitlin Clark. It's like the Caitlin Clark type effect.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
So, she has that type of impact.
Yeah, that's what's at stake this week. I mean, if Nelly can win at Riviera, that would be a huge thing, a huge pennant on the wall for LPGA and for women's golf.
I agree.
And for her own personal resume, because Nelly's already won the Chevron Championship and the KPMG Women's PGA Championship.
She
captures the U.S. Women's Open this weekend. Things are going to get historically wild.
She's a terrific ambassador for golf. She's a terrific
and she's fun. She jumps into the water after. She just everything. She checks all the boxes. She does what she's supposed
to.
Does. But if we look at the math of victory this week, means she enters the back half of the season needing just one more victory, either at the Evian Championship or the AIG, to complete the career Grand Slam in a single year.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Scotty doesn't do that. Rory didn't do that. That's wild. So if she goes on an absolute tear and sweeps all 5 majors, that would be a super Grand Slam. So a feat so rare, it kind of doesn't sound like it's possible. No, right? Really doesn't. But rooting for her this week for sure, and excited to see how the girls can play Riviera.
Yeah, one of my favorite golf courses to watch. As is the Memorial. Muirfield Village is terrific.
Yeah.
So great week of golf. It's kind of a shame that both of them take place in the same week. That's the other thing where you're like, the women get a little slighted because they're on USA Network. You got to find what network are they on, and when the coverage is, because the men are going to get this, the CBS and the Golf Channel and all that kind of stuff. It's
do better. Just do better.
Set the DVR this week.
Yeah, and maybe some schedule adjustments where we're not having
coming
the same week.
Yeah.
Well, guys, the 2027 Masters ticket window is open. So 2 days ago, Augusta National officially opened the ticket application and process. Oh, Harry already got his submission in. But for the 2027 Masters, for practice rounds and tournament days, the window closes on June 20th. So listeners, get your applications in right now because, maybe one of you wins the lottery and can bring me with you.
Yeah. I went for, I think, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday were the 4 days. But you like if you're on the website, you have to indicate on the days that you don't intend to go, you have to choose 0, or the whole thing is you won't be counted. In other words, if you only want to go one day, let's say I want to go Saturday. I want 4 tickets for Saturday. Put 4 tickets in for Saturday, but then you have to go back to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday and indicate that you want none.
Oh,
Can I just put 7 for every single day?
Well, whatever. You could do that. My
But
point
I'll
is,
never get picked.
if you don't want to go a day, you have to indicate that you want 0.
Or it disqualifies you.
It will. You won't even get registered.
Wild.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Just, use the whole week for vacation.
These are the things we do for people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This is us. This is Harry giving you the details and letting you know. We got Shinnecock 2 weeks out, following the ladies. So hearing the guys being interviewed, talking about it
Scotty was
already.
there,
And well, and you teed me up there, Mo. So I'll just leave it with a quote of the week. Scotty giving us some pure, unadulterated golf wisdom that golf is the easiest game in the world to make hard. No bleep.
wow.
I'll save Powers the bleep on the show. But that's all the tea I have. I do have one other little quick tidbit. I was at a wedding, and you guys, we have fans. We have people who love listening and come out. Harry, I know you got some people at the Superstore or the PJ Superstore, but I was talking to some people, and they were talking about the pod. And so Robbie West, shout out to him, and Valley Country Club. Maybe we'll have somebody from
What up, man?
Yeah, we'll have someone from the club come on, but Moose and Harry, you guys got to get out there and play with Robbie. He's a good time, and you guys will love it. And he raves about the course. He says Valley has something special going on. So
very good.
Yeah. How about some extra tea from Moose about the PGA Tour is expected to announce sweeping schedule changes at the Travelers Championship in 3 weeks, with implementation targeted for 2028. General frameworks have been pitched to players, and the advisory council in recent weeks centered on a new 2-tiered system. The top circuit would feature roughly 20 plus events, majors included, fields around 120, and purses of 20 million. The bottom 20 to 30 finishers at season end would be relegated to the second tier. The top performers there would earn promotion back up.
Yeah.
I know they talked about timing changes, right? I think waste management's going to move a little bit. So Ryan Rolap is getting in there and getting his hands dirty, man. He's a
businessman. I like it. Yeah, you're making changes. You're figuring out what's working, what's not. You know what's funny though? I did when I was looking for some tea. I saw like Joaquin Neiman's like earnings or whatever for Live, and I honestly was like, I don't even care enough to read this. Like, do you guys have that same thought process? Like,
I mean, did he get it up front? Like, I don't even know how he got paid. You know,
is it an IOU?
He did a backflip on a green. That was pretty cool.
Did he?
I missed that. Yeah, I didn't see that. I mean, I like Joaquin. Don't get me wrong. I think he's tremendous guy. But like when I see like that associated, I was just like, next.
I know.
So how was the trip with the boys, man?
It was great.
So it was college group. Who was
a lot of guys. Yeah, I went to college with most of these guys are fraternity brothers of mine, and then some friends of theirs that I knew through where they grew up, like Council Rock guys, most of them. Okay, and a bunch of these guys, a couple of them, we went to Stream Song in Bay Hill last year and had a blast. We expanded the group by a couple of guys and went down to Kingsmill, which is about 6 hours. It's a 6-hour drive, which is kind of a problem. That's about the stretch that I will drive to go for a golf trip. And then especially going through DC and having to, navigate that. There was a bus accident, horrific bus accident. The night I left at 4 a.m. on Thursday morning, or on Friday morning at 4 a.m. The bus accident was Thursday night on I-95, and they had all lanes blocked going south in Northern Virginia. And they started to tell you this on the little scoreboards. And finally, you had to get off and divert yourself, like a 40-mile detour through the countries and hinterlands of Northern Virginia, around the Marine base. And finally, we get back on 95. And by the way, there's like 4 or 5 deaths in this accident. It was horrendous. Okay. So that was going down. which was not a problem for us, but it was, it's just what you deal with when you go around DC and you're driving a long way to go play golf. And then we played golf that day. We got out of the car and about an hour later we're playing golf. So we played the private course there, which is called the Woods. And I got to be honest, it was not in great shape. Like they were fixing it as we were playing. One of the holes we couldn't play because the guys were on it, resodding areas around the greens. They had this area around their greens where they were just losing grass. It was really weird. Like,
wow.
It was not in great shape. The next day, we had a great time. But the next day, we played the Arnold Palmer course, which is the plantation course. They had a lot of turf issues, too. And then we played the Pete Dye course, which is the river course, which is where they played the Michelob, the Anheuser-Busch back in the 80s and 90s on the PGA Tour. And the LPGA went there for a bunch of years. The Champions Tour went there for a bunch of years. Really tough, good golf course. Typical Pete Dye, who I've grown an appreciation for over the years. I really started to like playing his golf courses.
Oh, yeah.
And this was in much better shape than the other two. So, but the service was great. The food was great. We had a great time. We had a villa or whatever out on the James River. Right overlooking the river. So it was a good week. It was a good trip.
Oh, vodka, whiskey. What was going? What was?
I had a little vodka and I had a lot of cigars.
Tito's Harry's back.
But I was not hungover at all. Saturday or Sunday. I shut it down.
I
early.
can't say the same.
Shut it down early. So I was very focused on trying to play golf. Played reasonably well.
All right,
so
good stuff.
Fun. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Harry. After last week's men's league, I had an emergency call to our buddy Chris Hansen.
I heard. Yeah.
I said, bro, I'm lost, man. Yeah. And went over to Bala, saw Chris, and reminded me how much I love seeing Chris. Like, he just is.
He's the greatest.
He's the greatest. Like, his approach is just so like laid back and natural. He doesn't try to overwhelm you. He immediately sees what's up. And he slowly implements the things that you need to do without trying to change your entire swing. And I think I was 9 to 10 strokes better this week in men's league than I was last week. Like,
terrific.
And I still have so much work to do.
That's not the greatest, referral ever.
Yeah.
He's not going to have any time available. Everybody's going to be calling him.
Yeah. And I know I have a lot of work to do, but I'm telling you right now, Chris is over at Bala. He can see you. No matter, doesn't matter. He's at Bala in the summer. He's at Ibis. If you're listening in Florida, in the wintertime, if you're looking for a coach or someone to help you with a couple things that isn't going to try to change the world, change your entire swing, that's just going to try to improve you in a really cool, laid back way, hit up Chris
Hansen. Yep.
Chris Hansen at Bala at Ibis in the wintertime. Hit us up. We'll connect you with him. But I mean, I am so looking forward to kind of getting into a routine where I see him maybe weekly, bi-weekly, and just working on things, man. Yeah. He's the man. Really
I went to see him this afternoon.
Oh.
Actually, like 5:15.
He heard Moose improved, and he's like, "Hang on a second, I got to call Chris."
Like I wanted to make sure. It's been a long time since I've been in front of him. I wanted to make sure that what I'm doing with my setup and everything is correct. So I wanted to sort of say, yeah, that looks good. Okay, sort of like what I'm doing is fine.
Yeah.
And there was one little tweak about taking the club away that he worked on, which changed the world. Now I'm hitting a 2-yard cut, and
what was like on your takeaway that he fixed.
Well, it was I can't give that away.
It's a secret.
I don't want to give it away. You got to go see Hansen.
He actually helped me so well that he hurt me tonight.
Oh, really?
So listen to this. We're on number 2 at the Legacy Club, long par 5.
Yeah.
We're playing 2-on-2 in a match.
Very straight hole. Yeah.
Yep. My guy hits one off, a little bit off, but in play. The other 2 guys, one guy hits it left, bounces off a tree, don't know where it goes. The other guy hits 2 OB to the right. I pipe one right down the middle, falling a little bit off to the right. I mean, it had to be 10 minutes. They're looking for the one guy's ball, the other guy's ball. The other guy goes back to the tee. He hits one, duffs it. This guy's playing a half yellow, half red ball. I'm playing a Bridgestone.
That guy's out of the league. Okay, you got to kick him out of the league just for hitting that ball.
So now this guy now hits his second, and he hits it like I see it go up, like over in a good spot, like towards the fairway. I am so lost now. It's been like 10 minutes. We're driving up to my ball. We're looking. We go up, and right off the first cut, I look down, Bridgestone, pull out my hybrid, nuke it to about 5 feet off the green. 2 of the best shots I hit all day. The guy who hits the dual colored ball, we go all the way up. There's a ball in the fairway that rolls down the hill. He goes, "This is a Bridgestone with green dots on it." It was my ball.
So you hit it further than you thought.
I hit it it went for the farthest drive I've ever hit on that hole.
So you hit the wrong ball.
I hit the wrong ball.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm out of the hole.
He's out of
now.
Shut up.
To the guy's credit that I was playing against.
That guy picked your ball up and went up and dropped it. Just
since that guy hit 2 OB, he was like, "Hey, I'm out of the hole. It's yours." And when I hit the wrong ball, he's like, "It's still your hole. This hole. I told you I was out of the hole. Like, it's your hole." Really cool move.
Good move, yeah.
I mean, all those circumstances, it was a Bridgestone. He was playing it. I guess I have to identify it was my ball. But the fact that Hansen has me so dialed that I think it was still in the fairway, and it was down the hill on 2, longest drive I've ever hit on that hole.
Nice.
So,
well, I have a lesson set up for Wednesday. I'm so nervous about everything, including setup, whatever he's going to say to me. But I might just have to fly up to Philly in the pants and look at me for these reviews that you guys are giving him. But I'm excited to finally be back in the groove. I used to go on Fridays. Now I'm going to go on Wednesdays and get back to that weekly grind and try to figure something out. So
yeah,
good.
So Danielle, we mentioned when we were talking about Ben Griffin, but the NEPA has been announced September 26th and 27th. Country Club of Scranton, 6th annual. Let's go. I'm telling you right now, if you're listening to this, if there's a way for you to get involved in this event, please do so. It's the best, and we look forward to it. It's a circle on the calendar every year. What you guys have done up there has been tremendous. To see it grow, to see the players that have been there and come back is awesome. So
and all
awesome
the money
stuff,
they've
Danielle.
raised.
Yeah. Thanks, Moose, for giving us a shout out. Really excited, as you mentioned, 6th annual, and our goal this year is to break $1 million donated. So really excited to try to hit that mark, and we're already getting player commitments. The amount of pros that reach out to us that are saying like, "Hey, can we get into this?" Because we are 3-tiered. We have local charities and organizations that we support, but one of my favorite parts of it, if you're an avid listener, is that the golf aspect that we support these guys. Like Ben Griffin won our first event. He didn't have any money before he started selling insurance, and he won around 50 grand, which helped him continue pursuing it. So it's safe to say
we have a lot of local pros
his
that
career
listen to the show. They should be playing this tournament, man. Like, if you're hearing this,
so many people asking. So and the great part is you can pair up with a really solid AM too, and just give yourself such an opportunity to continue your career path and keep grinding out there and chasing your dream. So awesome. Really looking forward to it. And like you said, love being up there doing the pod with you guys and getting out and playing a few holes with you as well. So one other thing.
Ruskin Bensel won some big money a year or 2 ago, I believe. And my buddy Josh Ryan is just committed to it. He's just out of Liberty University. He's going to turn pro this summer, and he's going to play in that event. He told me yesterday.
Yeah, my email has been, my 5th email that's added is just ding, ding, ding with all the registration. So we just have to go through and make sure, there were invites, but really excited for that and looking forward to it as always. And just to close out, while we were talking, I was like, I can't let this go with not giving them the full information. So the iconic milkshake tradition was brought to Castle Pines Golf Club by head pro Keith Schneider. So he adapted the famous clubhouse treat from Muirfield, but he elevated, I guess, by adding a little bit more premium ingredients. But he was literally, took that whole recipe and everything else. So needed to bring that full circle to let you guys know it's out of Castle Pines.
Country Club of Scranton, the old Walter Travis design. Powers has been threatening to get us on Hollywood, and also Walter Travis for years.
Yes.
And, I have you been there, Harry?
A terrific golf course. I've never been there.
Let me think about his. No, haven't been there yet. So.
Right near Deal, New Jersey.
I play so much golf and I haven't been there.
When we are at Country Club of Scranton, is there a way that we could work in, or you already have plans to work in Sullivan County?
I'm trying to work in Sullivan County that week.
That sounds awesome.
I really want to do that.
I do too.
We need to think about it.
My wife got the book
So good.
Course
I'm
Called
almost
America.
done.
She's reading it right now. Yeah.
Course Called Home. Yep. I'm almost. I'm almost. It's so good. It really is. Yeah.
We need to make that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Need to do that. But this week, Jack's Place. We talked about it.
Milkshake.
50th anniversary. How about
man.
that? Scotty looking for the three-peat. 47 of the top 50 here for this signature event. Let's talk about the course, of course, with Harry Mays, Muirfield Village.
Yeah, it's just one of my favorite stops every year on the PGA Tour. Moose, you talk about the 50th year, which is really cool. Scotty looking for 3 in a row. This golf course is just terrific. And they talk about milkshakes. There's way more. They take care of the players about as good as any other spot, or better than any other spot on the PGA Tour. The players love coming here. Par 72, 7,569 yards. Of course, designed by Jack Nicklaus back in 1974, and then he did a renovation in 2020. The average green's pretty small for the PGA Tour, 5,000 square feet. They're bent grass. The fairways, approaches, and rough are bent grass for the fairways, bent for the approaches, but Kentucky bluegrass, rye, and fescue in the rough, and it's 4 inches to start and could get. It's going to grow only. It's not going to get shorter. The rough is really tough here, and the tight fairways too. The average fairway, a lot of times on the tour, is 25 to 30 yards, maybe even a little bit wider. These are 24 yards average width, so tighter fairways, high rough, 68 sand bunkers, 13 water hazards that are in play on 13 of the holes. Elevation changes, deep rough, small targets, and if the wind blows, yikes. Temperatures are going to be in the 80s with a chance of rain on the weekend. But man, this place is just a terrific place to watch the best players play. I look forward to it each and every year, and this year will be just the same. Yeah,
no doubt about it. You have, as we move to see the line with our friends at Parx, you got Scotty Short at 310 with that three-peat. You got Rory at 1050, Cam Young 1500, Oberg 1600, Xander 1750, Fitzy, and then Henley wraps out the top guys. But I'm looking at Cantlay here, 2-time winner, has been hanging around. He's got that 2,900 number. I don't mind him here. And how about Sepp Straka, a top 5 for 800? Plays really well at this course.
He does.
I took Rory. I had him left and one and done, so I took him. And I like Gary Woodland in the top 10, playing really good golf right now at 950 at Bet Parx.
Yeah, Woodland with another good week last week at a T6. He's playing great golf. Already has a win. I'm with you on Straka. I like him in a top 20. Other guys like Harris English and Nikolai Højgaard for some reason are sticking out to me too to be in the top 20. Ben Griffin has come close here before. A top 20 is only plus 102. I might go a little bit higher with him with a top 10. JT, I think, is going to continue playing well, playing good golf. I took Oberg in the one and done.
I love him here.
All right. I mean, the guy just drives it so straight. And you have to here. His iron play is terrific. His putting just needs to be better inside of 10 to 15 feet. That's where he kind of falters. But I'm going to take him in the one and done. And as far as the ladies, Lottie Woad, not long ago was an amateur and playing out of Florida State, has made an impact in her early professional career. I'm going to take her in the top 10. At plus 300, and Miyu Yamashita. I always thought it was Yamashita.
Me and you
Yamashita.
What?
Harry, everybody knows that, Harry.
I know, I screwed up.
Everybody knows that.
But
I thought he said you and me.
Danielle,
I got a lot of the women.
I got a weird feeling about Danny McCarthy this week. I know he's been a little bit off.
His wife just had a baby 2 weeks ago, so
I think he was waiting for that to break out. Top 10, 870 on Denny. I just got a feeling about our guy. I think
go with the gut.
You know what? I'm really curious to see how Eric Cole bounces back. Right? I think
Eric, Ben, both. When you're hot, you're hot. They're both playing real good this week or this month.
Yeah. Well, great stuff. I am looking forward to getting out. I'm actually playing Ballahari. You and I are playing 1912 this weekend. So
with a couple of ladies.
Yeah,
we'll
how did that come about?
You guys cheating on me?
Well, no, it was a
They
charity
bid to play
auction.
with us?
It was a charity auction that we were asked to be a part of. And, of course, I'm like, yeah, of course, whatever. And it was like to play at the 1912 Club or Legacy Club with the both of us. And never heard about it. Never heard about it. This was over a year ago. They've already had the next banquet for this.
Oh, I thought
charity.
maybe they heard about my shirtless holes at Casa de Campo.
They did. They saw the stories. They saw you got a little tan. They were like, let's go.
I got to get me some of this. No, but this was from last year, and finally, one of the ladies reached out and said, "Hey, we won this thing. Can we put this together?" So, immediately I got to call Moose, because Moose has bucket list after bucket list all summer long. I'm like, are you going to be available at any time in the early June? Would this day work? This day? You got to give him like 30 days.
Yeah, I'll Wednesday.
I locked in immediately, Harry.
And he locked in on June the 5th, which is this Friday. And so I went back and forth, and we got it all scheduled. So looking forward to it. I don't know what to expect. We'll have a lot of.
Are they members at 1912?
No. I think I found one of the lady. Well, actually, my wife found one of the ladies with a handicap out of no club. But
give me their names. I'll find them. I can research.
And then another one. The other one I think I found out of Overbrook. I think it's the same one. So we're gonna have fun.
That'll be a lot of fun.
We'll
you guys are gonna
detail
enjoy
it next
that.
week.
I'll bring some hats. I'll bring some stuff.
Yeah, some swag. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That hat was a big hit. I had that on. I wore my blue T-shirt while I was up in
Kara
Philly.
Brandon too, right?
Yeah.
So
Well, it
everybody's
came,
happy.
and he comes upstairs, gives me the box. He goes, from Becky Moore. I go, you don't, Becky.
Becky.
I was like, did you write Becky on there?
Becky?
He just said
Not
that. He was
Rebecca?
just trying to be
Oh,
entertaining.
wow.
And I was like, open it. And I was like, we saw that. I was like, let's go. And he's like,
Blue's fire.
He immediately took it. But
Yeah.
there was the green shirt for 2 greens and a blue.
Yeah.
And he's like, I go,
T-shirts,
that one's mine.
yeah.
But they look good. You did great with those. And that hat is just perfect.
Hey, best swag. Check out the link in our bio.
Yeah.
All our merch is there, man. Get some.
Yes, and follow and subscribe to the YouTube page.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
okay?
got some shorts
Or I'm
being
going to hunt you
posted.
down.
Oh,
Okay?
Yeah.
Subscribe.
All right.
Let's go.
All right. Great
I
stuff.
gotta make sure I'm subscribed.
We'll recap. We'll recap our round with whoever we're playing with. Looking forward to it, Harry.
Rebecca
See you out there,
and
man.
Sandy, I think is.
All
Becky
right.
and Sandy.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks to the folks from Jacket Sunscreen. Check them out, and we'll be back next week.